We need a planet so we can live. We
Yeah.
can't live any way we want to live and destroy the planet in the process. Okay? So that's what really weighs on my mind is how can I introduce means and methods and systems into natural and our normal daily processes that's going to eliminate all the trucking and all the smog and all the rubber on the road and the roads themselves and all the electricity that it takes to pump through the power transmission lines and all that stuff that it's just literally waste so
Mm.
somebody can make a dime off of your back.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds. You know, I'm going to say I'm excited to be here. Always excited when I get to interview new people and see things through their lens, from their perspective. And today is going to be fascinating. He's talking about something that I quite frankly have never talked and heard of before. And so I'm excited. I'm excited to dig in, to get him to let you see things from his perspective. And so I'm going to introduce you all to Mr. David Barnes. Mr. David, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well, Quentin. How are you doing?
Man, doing good. I am excited and fascinated about what you have to talk about. So listen, David, I want to dive in, man. I want you to tell people what your main focus is these days. I want you to give a little bit of an origin story, kind of like how you got started, how you got into this thought process, how you got into where you are now. And then also, man, tell them what part of the world you in, if you don't mind. So, Mr. David, sir, you have the floor, man.
Thank you very much. So, and thank you very much for that nice introduction. Um, this is my first podcast, so bear with me if I'm a little bit nervous and if I'm, a little bit if I fumble a little bit. But so, as a young man, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life, and I decided that I wanted to do architecture because I thought that it would be something that would be constantly changing, always evolving, and keep my mind active.
Mm,
And as a young man, I fell upon Frank Lloyd Wright, who was a famous architect in the 30s and that era. And he was very famous for his homes, his personal custom homes, because of the level of detail. One of them that most people know of is Falling Water.
mm,
And so that home inspired me because it's literally built on the side of a waterfall. So
mm,
I saw that home and I thought, this is fantastic. This is the level of detail that I would like to do in my architecture. But you get into architecture, you get the jobs that you get. I found myself in the hospitality industry in Las Vegas
mm,
and under some really great architects. Steve Wynn's master architect for most of his hotels.
mm,
And he taught me a lot about luxury and, luxury materials, just what people expect out of luxury lifestyle, all that good stuff. So now I want to marry what I always wanted to with Frank Lloyd Wright into this level of luxury. But going along with the times, I also figure I'm looking at society and I'm learning from it and I'm hearing the things in the news and we hear about food shortages and GMO and pesticides in your food and digitally printed food and all these crazy, crazy, crazy things.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And I'm thinking, well, you know what? Man used to live in a society where we used to live in harmony with nature, and we've broken away from that. And now we live in these isolated, sterile boxes that couldn't support us other than keeping us warm and barely only if the heater works. Okay. And I don't think this technology is the right level of technology. I think we stopped in 1950s, 1960s, 1970s level technology. If you got a dishwasher and a microwave and a trash compactor, you're happy. But the reality is your house is supposed to be your castle. It's supposed to be where you live and you grow and your family has a jumping off point so that they can start their own families and live and grow. And the typical house in the world doesn't even do that. Doesn't supply even the bare minimum. Doesn't even supply its own energy or even its own water, any of its own food. We no longer have backyard gardens. I think this is crazy. In other parts of the world, a backyard garden that's everybody has one. If you're growing half of your own food and you're going down to the market for the things, the goat that you don't want to raise in your backyard, you know? So we need to get some kind of balance, I think. That's my personal opinion. And my architecture is designed around the philosophy that every home should be supplying a bare minimum of energy, water, growing your own vegetables, at least your own herbs for cooking, so you have nice and fresh stuff that you know where it came from and what's in it.
Yeah.
So all this technology is off the shelf kind of stuff, but nobody bothered to put it in with the dishwasher and the microwave and we got sub-zero freezers, but we don't have water purifiers.
Mm,
Houses don't come with a water purifier. Why?
mm,
It should have a water source, not a water purifier.
mm,
So
mm,
that's my philosophy in a nutshell and where I came from.
mm. David, man, bro, thank you for sharing. Thank you for walking us through the journey, man. And I love how you took us even back to when you was 12. How just figuring out how your mind worked, getting it, what you wanted to do. So you got into architecture, and so most people don't take me all the way back to 12. I normally have to. I normally have to take them back to 12 because I have a saying where I say destiny has no wasted moments. Kind of meaning like as you went through life there are things that kind of prepare you for where you are now. And if you
Yeah.
follow the tea leaves or the breadcrumbs, you can see how you got your superpower, why you think the way you do, why you have been inspired. And so, bro, I know you was back at 12, so I want you to tell me if you can in language about your mindset. What is it that over time has trained your mind to think the way it does? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. So going back to when I was 12, there was these commercials on TV, and it was about America and how we were polluting America, the rivers, and all this stuff. And it had a famous Native American personality. I think his name was Wild Eyes Cody. And
Mm-hmm.
at the end of every, I might choke up a little bit, but at the
All right.
end of every commercial, a tear would run down his face, and it stuck with me because it made me never want to throw any never litter ever, and pick things up sometimes. If I see something, I'll pick it up. You know, and that's not even the half of it. The reality is that we have completely polluted the planet. I don't believe in climate change per se because it just changes too radically. The sun's too powerful. We can't really put enough energy into the system. But we are poisoning the planet with toxins, dioxin. My stepfather died from Agent Orange poisoning, okay, that they used in the Vietnam War, okay? That's just ridiculous. We should not be doing these kinds of things, okay? So I want to sit there and dial it back. Go, look, let's really look at it from a holistic point of view. We need a planet so we can live.
If you're looking for consistent, high quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
We can't live any way we want to live and destroy the planet in the process. Okay. So that's what really weighs on my mind is how can I introduce means and methods and systems into natural and our normal daily processes that's going to eliminate all the trucking and all the smog and all the rubber on the road and the roads themselves and all the electricity that it takes to pump through the power transmission lines and all that stuff that it's just literally waste 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 so
Mm,
somebody can make a dime off of your back. Okay,
yeah.
well, let's just do commerce amongst ourselves and each person, each little pod of people take care of themselves first. And then when they have enough extra, help the pod next to them. And then two or three pods might get together and build a community, whatever, a community garden or a community road or a community bridge or a community, festival place or whatever. And then it just expands out from there. Each one starting one, being self sustaining through their own contributions on their own independently, starting with the first person, the first family group, the first neighborhood, all and expand out outward. So I'm trying to build that concept in my architecture.
Yeah. Man, I thank you so much for your transparency, your honesty, your gift of vulnerability. I greatly appreciate it. And I want to challenge anybody that think David is not on to something. I want to challenge everybody, people that's listening. Once you go outside, I want you to go to a tree. Now I want you to go on a day when it's not windy, when it's nice and calm, and I want you to try to find a tree and find a branch, and I want you to talk to that tree and ask that branch, bend towards me. I'm dead serious. Now, I thought
Yeah.
people was crazy when they said that. I went to a tree, found a branch, and I was like, bend towards me. Wasn't no wind. And David, when I tell you that branch started, the leaves started to come towards me. I stopped. I wait for it was calm again because I thought I was crazy. I said it, and it started doing it. And I'm not talking about the whole branches only, but those leaves started coming towards me.
Yep.
Trees are live organisms.
Everything
And
out there.
thank you. It's live, man.
Everything. It's
Come
all
on.
connected. Music. They get music and it sounds like concert level, that level of choreography to it. It
Yes,
is amazing
it's
how
amazing.
detailed and evocative and emotional it even
Ex-
sounds. So,
Exactly.
I think we ignored that because we wanted to be the emperors of our domain and all powerful, and we can, achieve anything, and we split the atom, and we know everything, and now we know the DNA, and now we know that everything is vibration, and it's like, "Yeah, buddy, everything's vibration."
Right.
Everything's vibrating together, and if you get something out of sync, what happens to a vibration? It just blows itself out. I mean, literally, if you get the harmonics wrong, everything shatters.
Come on,
And
bro.
I don't want that. I don't want our ecosystem because it's happened 5 times at least. Massive, you know, die-offs. Entire, 90% of the planet dies off for, one time it was the asteroid, one time it was too much no oxygen in the ocean or something like that. It was just crazy stuff. One time it was just a bunch of volcanoes going off, in
Yeah.
in Russia for like 2 million years or something like that. So,
Yeah.
stuff happens. And if we
Yes.
don't protect ourselves, and like Elon Musk, he's really onto it. Okay. The reality is that if we don't get at least some people, at least a few hundred people on a couple other rocks in this solar system, we are completely vulnerable to the next one that happens.
Yeah.
You know, we could come back and build back if we needed to, but there's no way you're going to survive it, a dinosaur killing kind of event,
Yeah.
little
I
patches
mean,
of people.
come on. Listen. Come on. And listen, if
Yeah.
you out there asking what does this have to do with real estate? Everything. Because real estate is you putting your property on land. So we talk about land, we talk about architecture. All this
Yeah.
makes sense. How to create your home to be the oasis that really it can be, self-sustaining like it's supposed to be, and really be what it's supposed to be with you surviving off of nature and nature and natural components. So this has everything to
Yeah.
do with real estate.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
In harmony with nature, and this could be in tract developments. All you do is add a little 10 by 10 room onto the back of it, and you grow some fish in a tank, and you grow some vegetables on some vertical towers, and that's part of your pantry, okay? And maybe
Mm,
some chickens in the backyard, and maybe the community has a little pig farm out where it doesn't smell too bad, or they harvest the methane for
mm,
fuel for the houses, okay?
mhm,
Why aren't we doing these things? I mean, why aren't we just building the whole thing? Because what? The pig farmer didn't think about it. He ain't got the money to expand, and he doesn't want to take out a loan. Well, let's just do what's right for the community. Let's go out there and build it for him in a weekend, like the Amish do.
mm,
Okay, the Chinese build 50-story apartment buildings in a week.
mm,
Okay,
mm.
we can do that. We don't do
Good.
that. Why? Because we have to worry. Everybody's got to make a little bit in the middle. Everybody. We need to think more about our communities and how we manage our lands and how we're supposed to be stewards of the land. I'm Native American, and that's why the commercial gets to me so much because I
So,
feel like, on some level, Europeans came to America and they kind of screwed up a good thing. The Indians were kind of like for about 10,000 years, they were living a nice little lifestyle, no real major wars. There were squabbles and skirmishes and whatnot, but there weren't continent-wide, you know, campaigns that lasted 100 years war. 100 years war? What the hell? Okay. So, anyways, excuse my French, but
yeah, yeah,
so
you good.
I wanna get back to a little bit of, I'm a philosopher, I'm a futurist, okay? I've looked at human nature and I know how humans behave, okay? If we can control our animal, we need to be animals, we are animals, okay? But we need to control it. Men need to be strong and need to be in control and need to be in charge of their own thing, okay, and be prosperous. They need to have a purpose in their life so that they can establish a good, strong foundation in family, okay?
Mm,
And that comes from a homestead. That comes from a place that you've invested into, and that's
yeah,
your first home. I mean,
yeah,
when I bought my first home, I danced. I mean, I was so happy. That was,
yeah,
but if I had a home that I knew that I'd never have to leave and it would feed me for the rest of my life and I'd never have to pay another power bill,
mm.
that's some that's something I want.
That sounds like a pretty good investment to me. Like if you got a home where you don't have to have pay a power bill, you have a home where you are growing your own food. To me, that sounds like a substantial investment. I mean, we invest in wood floors. Like, come on, let's invest in the right thing that's going to continue to pay dividends years, decades, for legacy at a time. You know what I mean? So yeah,
People will put a $250,000 piece of rolling art into a garage, but they won't put the infrastructure into their house that might be a couple $100,000 that
yeah,
would make it completely self-sustaining to the point where they would never have to pay another I mean, literally your own little castle in your neighborhood that you would never need to leave. You could have Amazon and Grubhub bring you everything.
yeah, 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 yeah. So, man, tell me a little bit more about your architecture. Architecture. How is it positioned to really help solve these problems? Like, how can people really expect for you to really help them out?
So right now I'm licensed in Wisconsin and Arizona, and I'm able to get licensed in other states, just depending on if I get a project there and I can partner up. internationally. I can do, anything. But I mean, I would like to work with developers and help them, um, change the paradigm, shift it so that we're no longer building 1950s, 1960s level of homes. We're now building 2050 levels of homes because look at how fast technology is changing. I mean, robots are coming. Robot maintenance of your home. Why doesn't a home come with a robot now? I mean, we got the Roomba. Okay, we could include a Roomba with a home. Okay, just like we include a dishwasher. And why doesn't a home have a CPU? I mean, a CPU that's upgradable over the years that's upward, you know, compatible with technology. Okay, we need to start thinking in those terms. Okay, our home is our number one asset that we'll ever own in our entire life.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that from personal experience. My net worth rocketed when I first got my first home. It
Mm,
was so much easier to attain anything once I had that. And I've even helped people in Cleveland. I helped a lady. She was on paper, she never would have qualified for any loan whatsoever for any real estate anywhere, period. And I saw that she was living in a house and she was using the stove for heat and I just fixed a house up. I'd bank owned back when there was 10,000 of them just sitting, you could go 15 houses on a street,
yeah,
and I'd gotten it fixed up. It wasn't the greatest, but it was livable. It was really, and she didn't have to use the stove for heat.
yeah, yeah,
And I offered her the deal on that Obama plan that allowed for the 10% down. And
yeah.
she got in on that. And she just paid me off last year. And
Wow.
I cannot tell you how proud I am that I was
Mm,
able to help that woman achieve that goal because now I know her entire lot, her generations, 3 generations are being supported because that house, the security she has in that house is
mm,
going to help those generations, probably 2 more generations after that.
yeah.
So
David, man, I really, really have enjoyed this conversation, man. Listen, if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, collaborate with you, learn more about what you're doing, how can they get in contact with you, sir?
well, my website is davidbarnesarchitecture.com. Pretty easy to remember, okay? You can see what my goal, my drive, it's high-end luxury stuff, but I would like to work with anybody who wants to, collaborate on these ideas. I also have some land out in Arizona, in Florence, Arizona, Pinal County, and I'm looking for a developer who might wanna, partner up on that. I own the land, I would do the architecture. I would like to do some kind of, green community, maybe subdivided in, like, 3 or 4 high-end homes that have a common orchard and garden and oasis kind of, community living lifestyle where everybody maintains their own place, but they also maintain the common grounds,
Hmm.
something like that,
Yeah,
but I'm open to many, many different ideas, just as long as it's focusing on trying to, improve the systems and not just keep building with the status quo with, sticks and cement and insulation and, because it's just not working anymore.
yeah. Mm. David, man, I gotta say three things, man. First, thank you for your time. This time is
Thank
definitely
you.
got one of our most precious commodities. Secondly, man, thank you for your story. Thank you for your transparency, your honesty, your vulnerability. I put a premium on stories, so thank you so much for sharing your story. Lastly, man, thank you for your perspective, your mindset, the way you think. Thank you for bringing that mindset to this platform. I greatly appreciate you, man.
You are welcome, and thank you because I rarely hear comments like that, it does help me because, like I might have mentioned in earlier in our conversation, when you have paradigm shifting ideas, people think you're the nut job, you're the fringe, you're the guy in the tinfoil hat, you're the conspiracy theorist, and I mean, how many conspiracies end up being proven out, I mean, I don't know. But I do know that what we're doing right now is not the best way to do things. And I want to try and nudge us in the direction of doing things a little bit better. And I think it's going to be ultimately more economical for people and more beneficial for families and communities in general.
Yeah, yeah. Well, David, man, thank you again, man. I really, really appreciate you, sir.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, listen, you cannot tell me this was not a great conversation. Can't tell me you didn't find value in it. So definitely check out Mr. David, check out his website, see our show notes, but definitely make sure you are subscribed here. I keep telling you, we're going to bring up amazing people, just like Mr. David. We're going to continue to deliver. So, Mr. David, thank you again. And everyone else, have a fantastic day.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.